Pay close attention to the next 7 days, Sagittarius, because they are not going to feel like ordinary days. Something in the atmosphere around your life is changing. Not in a dramatic, movie-style way where everything suddenly transforms overnight, but in the quieter, deeper way that actually matters most, the way where you wake up one morning and realize that something has shifted inside you, and then you look around and see that the world outside has shifted too. The next 7 days carry an unusual density of meaning for your sign. And the reason you found this message today, out of all the things you could have been doing with this moment, is that some part of you already knew that. You have always trusted your instincts, Sagittarius, even when they led you somewhere unexpected, even when the path they pointed toward looked nothing like what you had planned. That instinctive trust has served you well, and it is serving you again right now by bringing you here. Over the next week, you will begin to notice specific things. Shifts in your mood, your energy, your relationships, your inner world. Shifts that feel subtle at first but grow more pronounced as the days unfold. These shifts are not random. They are the language of a larger movement in your life, one that has been building quietly for months and is now beginning to surface in ways you can actually see and feel. These are 11 of the most significant shifts you will notice. Not predictions, not vague possibilities. These are the specific movements that are already underway for Sagittarius. Let us go through them one by one. Shift 1. A fog that has been surrounding you will begin to lift. You may not have realized just how much mental and emotional fog has been around you until it starts to clear. That is often how fog works. When you are inside it, it just feels like the way things are. You cannot see the edges of it because you cannot step outside of it. You adapt. You move through your days in a slightly muffled version of your actual self, and after a while it just feels like normal. But it was not normal for you, Sagittarius. Not even close. Your natural state is one of clarity, of enthusiasm, of being able to see the path forward, even when it is unconventional or unusual. Your natural state involves that bright internal compass that has guided you through so many transitions in your life. And for a while now, that compass has felt harder to read than usual. Decisions that would normally feel obvious have felt murky. Motivations that would normally feel clear have felt tangled. Energy that would normally be abundant has been running lower than you would like to admit. That is the fog. And over the next 7 days, it is going to begin lifting. Not all at once. More like the way a morning fog clears, which is gradually in patches, with sudden moments of striking clarity breaking through before the whole sky opens. The first patch of clarity may come as a sudden understanding of a situation that has been confusing you, or it may come as an unexpected burst of motivation towards something you have been feeling flat about, or it may come as a moment of emotional release, where something you have been carrying in a vague, unexamined way finally becomes specific enough to be addressed and let go. Do not rush the process. The fog lifting is its own kind of movement and it has its own pace. But by the end of these 7 days, the landscape of your inner life is going to look significantly clearer than it has in recent memory. And with that clarity will come a sharpened sense of what you actually want, what you actually believe, and where you are actually headed. That clarity is the foundation of everything else that is building for you right now. Without it, the other shifts cannot fully land. With it, everything else becomes possible. Sagittarius moves best in the light, and the light is coming back on. Shift 2. You will receive information you have been waiting for. There is something you have been waiting to hear. A decision someone else was supposed to make that affects you directly. News about a situation that has been in a holding pattern for longer than felt reasonable. An answer to a question you asked weeks or months ago that seemed to disappear into silence. Or perhaps it is something more intuitive than that. Not a specific piece of news you are consciously expecting, but a more general sense that you have been waiting for the next thing to reveal itself, for the fog to part enough that you could see what you were supposed to do or where you were supposed to go. That waiting is about to end. Over the next 7 days, information that has been delayed, blocked, or simply not yet ready is going to begin moving in your direction. This does not always come in the form of a single dramatic announcement. Sometimes it arrives as a series of small pieces of information that together paint a picture you have been trying to see. A conversation that yields more than you expected. A message from someone you had not heard from. A discovery that came through research or observation. A realization that arrived not from external information but from within, where something you already knew suddenly assembled itself into a clear and actionable understanding. For Sagittarius, information is fuel. You are a sign that is fueled by knowledge, by truth, by the feeling that you understand what is actually going on beneath the surface of things. When information has been withheld or delayed, it creates a particular kind of restlessness in you, because you cannot chart a course on a map that is only partially visible. The arrival of this information over the next 7 days will not just satisfy your need to know. It will also remove one of the primary obstacles to your forward movement. Once you know, you can move. And Sagittarius in motion is a formidable force. If what you are hearing feels accurate, know that it could happen if you applied this energy consistently for 21 consecutive days. That is the 21-day challenge pinned at the top of this channel. It is built around daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you are tired of staying in the same cycle, that structure is exactly what has been missing. Shift 3. A relationship will reveal its true nature. Over the next 7 days, at least one important relationship in your life is going to become clearer than it has been. Not necessarily through a dramatic confrontation or an obvious event, though it could happen that way. More often, this kind of clarity arrives through a quiet but unmistakable moment where you see something about a person that you had not been able to see before, or where a quality you had sensed but could not quite name suddenly becomes visible. For Sagittarius, clarity in relationships is enormously valuable, even when what is revealed is not what you were hoping for. You are a sign that deals in truth. You would rather know the real nature of a situation than be kept comfortable by a pleasant fiction. So when this clarity arrives, receive it as the gift it is, even if the information is disappointing. Some relationships, when they reveal their true nature over these next 7 days, will reveal themselves to be stronger, deeper, and more genuinely supportive than you had realized. There are people in your life who have been quietly showing up for you in ways that your recent fog may have prevented you from fully appreciating. As the clarity increases, you will be able to see those relationships more accurately, and that seeing will deepen the connection. Other relationships may reveal a different kind of truth, a pattern that has not been serving you, a dynamic that costs you more than it gives, a connection that belongs to a previous chapter of your life, rather than the one you are moving into. This is not cause for bitterness or judgment. It is simply information. And information, as we just discussed, is fuel. When you know the true nature of a relationship, you can make clear, intentional choices about it, rather than navigating it by feel in the dark. The clarity that is coming over these 7 days in the area of your relationships is one of the most valuable shifts you will experience. It is a prerequisite for the kinds of deeper, more authentic connections that are part of what is being built for you in this next chapter. You deserve relationships that reflect who you truly are and where you are truly going. And those relationships can only fully develop once you have seen clearly which ones they are. Shift 4. Your energy levels will begin to stabilize. Sagittarius is not a sign that is supposed to feel depleted. Your fire sign nature, fueled by the expansive optimism of Jupiter, is designed for sustained enthusiasm, for showing up with full presence and genuine excitement for the things you care about, for having enough in your reserves not just for your own life but to spare, to share with others, to put into the causes and projects and adventures that matter to you. But if you have been honest with yourself lately, the energy has not been where it belongs. There has been a flatness that you have been pushing against, a tiredness that goes deeper than the kind that a good night of sleep can address, a sense of going through the motions in areas where you should be fully alive. That depletion has roots. Some of it is physical, the result of months of pushing through when rest was needed, of saying yes to too many things, of carrying weight that was not yours to carry. Some of it is emotional, the accumulated weight of unprocessed experiences and feelings that have been quietly draining your reserves. Some of it is energetic, the result of being out of alignment between your inner truth and your outer life, which always costs Sagittarius more than it costs other signs. Over the next 7 days, as the fog begins to lift and the clarity begins to arrive, you will notice your energy levels starting to stabilize. Not because everything in your circumstances has changed, but because something inside is releasing that has been holding you down. When you stop spending energy on resisting what is true, when you stop investing in things that do not actually align with your direction, when you release the weight of what belongs to the past, the energy that was tied up in all of that becomes available to you again. By the middle of this week, you may notice a morning where you wake up feeling more like yourself than you have in a while. A moment where the fatigue lifts and something lighter takes its place. Honor that shift. Do not immediately fill the newly available energy with a new set of obligations. Let it accumulate first. Let it build. What you do with that renewed energy in the weeks after this 7-day period will matter enormously. So let it gather strength before you direct it. Shift 5. An old pattern will break for good. Every Sagittarius has at least one pattern they keep repeating that they know does not serve them. You are wise enough to see these patterns from the outside. You are philosophical enough to understand their origins. And your blunt honesty means you can usually name them clearly when you are looking at them directly. But understanding a pattern and actually breaking it are two different things. The pattern persists not because you are not smart enough to see it, but because the conditions that maintain it have not yet changed sufficiently. Patterns change when something inside shifts enough to make the pattern no longer possible. Over the next 7 days, you are going to reach one of those thresholds. Something that has been building, an accumulation of experience, understanding, emotional processing, and inner alignment, is going to tip the scales on at least one significant pattern in your life. The pattern that is about to break may be one of the following. It may be a pattern in how you relate to certain types of people, where you find yourself drawn to relationships that ultimately do not honor your full self. It may be a pattern in how you handle your own emotions, particularly the ones that feel incompatible with the optimistic, forward-moving identity you prefer to maintain. It may be a pattern around how you make decisions, where you either leap without adequate reflection or overthink yourself into paralysis. It may be a pattern around how you treat your own needs, where you prioritize others' expansion and adventures while letting your own languish. Whatever the specific pattern, you will recognize it when the shift happens. There will be a moment, possibly quiet, possibly quite significant, where you realize that you have responded to a familiar situation in an unfamiliar way, where the old groove simply did not pull you in the way it always has before, where you made a choice that your past self would not have made, and the choice felt right rather than effortful. That is the pattern breaking, and when it breaks, it tends to stay broken, because the conditions that maintained it have genuinely changed. Celebrate that moment, Sagittarius. It is a genuine victory, and it is one of the most tangible indicators that the larger transformation you are moving through is real. Shift 6. Something you lost will make its way back. This is one of the most meaningful shifts of the 7 days ahead, and it is also one of the most surprising when it happens. Something that left your life, not necessarily in the recent past but perhaps some time ago, is going to begin making its way back toward you. This could take several forms. It could be a person, someone who moved away from your orbit and is now reappearing with a different quality to the connection. It could be an opportunity that you missed or that did not work out the first time and is now representing itself in a form that actually works. It could be a creative project or a professional direction that you abandoned and that is now calling to you again, this time with a clarity and readiness that was not there before. It could be a quality in yourself, an aspect of your personality or your spirit that you suppressed or lost touch with during a difficult period. Perhaps your playfulness, your sense of wonder, your appetite for adventure, your belief in your own good fortune, that is now waking back up. Or it could be something less tangible but equally important. A sense of purpose, a feeling of being guided, a trust in your own path that was shaken by a particularly rough stretch and is now being restored. Whatever form this return takes, it will carry a quality that distinguishes it from simple repetition of the past. It will not feel like going backward. It will feel like integration, like completing a circle rather than retracing a line. What returns will return upgraded, meaning it will be the same thing but refracted through all of the growth and change you have been through since it was last present. You will be able to engage with it in a way you could not have before. That is the gift inside this shift. The return is not just a gift of the thing itself, but a confirmation that your journey has prepared you for it. Trust what comes back. It is not coming back by accident. If this message is resonating with your sign right now, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it sends exactly the right signal at exactly the right moment. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support, whether as a subscriber or as a member of this community, is what keeps these messages alive. The ones that touch hearts, awaken minds, and transform lives. If this video has been making sense to you, drop in the comments the day you were born. Let us keep going. Shift 7. Your words will carry more weight than usual. Sagittarius always has the capacity to move people with words. You are a sign that thinks in broad philosophical strokes, that sees the bigger picture, that can distill complex truths into statements that land with impact. But you also know that not every Sagittarian word carries the same weight. There are periods where what you say seems to go in one ear and out the other, where your genuine insights are received politely but do not seem to penetrate. And there are other periods, rarer and more charged, where everything you say seems to land with unusual precision, where the right thing comes out of your mouth at exactly the right moment and visibly affects the person who hears it. The next 7 days are the second kind of period. The words you speak and write right now carry an unusual charge. Conversations you initiate, opinions you share, truths you choose to speak out loud, they will have more impact than you might expect. This is partly because your own alignment is improving as the fog lifts. When you are more internally clear, your external communication becomes more direct and powerful. There is less noise between what you think and what you say. But it is also partly a function of the larger energetic moment you are in. The universe is amplifying your signal right now, Sagittarius. The words you offer are landing in fertile ground. This is not a reason to become careless with your words. It is a reason to be more intentional about them. Speak the truths that matter. Have the conversations you have been putting off. Share the ideas that have been living inside you waiting for the right moment. Write the message you have been composing in your head. Say the thing that your honest Sagittarian heart has been wanting to say. The words that come from your truest self during these 7 days are going to move things. They are going to open doors, shift relationships, create opportunities, and possibly change the course of at least one situation for the better. Use this amplified communication energy wisely. It is a rare and powerful window. Shift 8. A quiet sense of gratitude will surface. This may seem like a small thing compared to some of the other shifts being described here. But for Sagittarius, this particular shift carries significant meaning and should not be underestimated. Over the next 7 days, in the midst of everything that is moving and changing, you are going to experience moments of unexpected, quiet gratitude. Not the forced kind of gratitude that comes from trying to positive think your way through difficulty. Not the polite acknowledgement of what you know you should appreciate. The real kind. The kind that rises up without warning when you are in the middle of an ordinary moment and something about that moment just hits you. The smell of the air. The sound of someone you love. The fact that you woke up this morning with another chance. The accumulated experience of your life, with all its complexity and richness, landing in a single breath of recognition that it has all been worth it. Sagittarius is naturally oriented toward optimism, but optimism is forward-facing. Gratitude is present-facing. Gratitude is the capacity to feel the fullness of what is right here, right now. And for a sign that often has its eyes on the horizon, gratitude is a practice that requires more intention. But these moments of genuine, spontaneous gratitude that are coming over the next 7 days are not something you will need to manufacture. They will arrive on their own. And when they do, let them. Do not rush past them in your usual forward momentum. Do not note them briefly and then move on to the next thing. Sit in them for a moment. Let them fill you up. Because that feeling of fullness, of genuine appreciation for the life you have and the person you have become, is one of the most powerful states you can be in as you step into a turning point. It aligns you with abundance. It signals to Jupiter, your ruling planet, that you are ready to receive more, because you are genuinely appreciating what you already have. These moments of gratitude are not a distraction from the larger shifts happening. They are part of them. Shift 9. Your body will send you an important signal. Sagittarius lives in the mind and the spirit. You are a philosophical sign, a sign of the higher mind, of ideas and beliefs and the pursuit of universal truth. And because of that, you can sometimes be less attuned to the signals of your body than you are to the signals of your intellect and your intuition. But over the next 7 days, your body is going to send you a signal that you need to pay attention to. This signal could arrive in various ways. It might be a physical feeling of energy returning to a part of your body that has felt sluggish or blocked. It might be a persistent tension or discomfort in a specific area that is asking for your attention. Not in a worrying way, but in the way that a patient friend keeps reminding you of something you have been forgetting. It might be a change in your sleep quality, either an improvement that feels like genuine restoration or a period of restless nights that is trying to bring something to your conscious attention. It might be an appetite shift, a craving or a repulsion that is telling you something about what your body actually needs at this time. Whatever form it takes, this body signal over the next 7 days is worth your full attention. The body is not separate from the larger journey you are on. It is a participant in it. It carries the records of everything you have experienced, every stress, every unprocessed emotion, every period of overextension, and every healing. And at a turning point, the body often participates in its own way. Sometimes by releasing something it has been holding, sometimes by redirecting your energy toward a specific need, sometimes by slowing you down just enough to ensure you receive what the current moment is trying to offer. Listen to your body this week, Sagittarius. More than usual. Give it what it actually needs rather than what is convenient. Rest when it asks for rest. Move when it asks for movement. Nourish it with genuine care. The body that carries you into your next chapter deserves to be in the best possible condition for the journey ahead. Shift 10. You will catch a glimpse of what is next. This shift is perhaps the most exciting of the 7 days ahead, and it is also the most fleeting and easy to miss if you are not paying close attention. Sometime over the next 7 days, you are going to have a moment, possibly very brief, where you see clearly what the next phase of your life is going to look like. Not the whole picture, not the complete blueprint, but a glimpse. A flash of clear seeing that lasts only a few seconds or a few minutes but carries an enormous amount of information in that brief window. This glimpse might arrive through a dream. It might arrive in a meditation or a moment of quiet. It might arrive in the middle of a conversation when someone says something that suddenly crystallizes a vision you have been holding in a blurry, undefined way. It might arrive as a spontaneous daydream that feels different from ordinary fantasy, that feels more like a memory of something that has not happened yet than like an imagination of something you merely want. For Sagittarius, this kind of visionary moment is not unusual in a general sense. You are a sign capable of genuine vision. But what will make this particular glimpse different is its quality of certainty. It will not feel like wishful thinking. It will feel like recognition, like being shown something that is already decided, already built, already waiting for you to arrive at it. When that moment comes, do not let your analytical mind immediately deconstruct it. Do not rush to figure out the how. Simply allow the what to land fully. Let yourself feel the reality of what you were shown. Write it down if you can. Hold it somewhere safe inside you, because that glimpse is going to serve as your compass during the weeks ahead. It is the destination on the map, and everything that has been shifting over these 7 days is the preparation for moving toward it with confidence and clarity. Shift 11. A deep knowing will replace the uncertainty. This is the final shift, and it is the one that ties all the others together. For a while now, Sagittarius, you have been living with more uncertainty than is comfortable for you. Not the productive kind of uncertainty that keeps life interesting and full of possibility. The uncomfortable kind. The kind where you genuinely do not know which way to go. Where you have been questioning things you have always felt sure about. Where your internal compass has been giving you readings you could not quite trust. That uncertainty has been part of the process. It was necessary. You had to come loose from your old certainties before new and truer ones could take their place. It is like the way a bone has to break in a specific place before it can heal stronger at that point. The breaking was necessary for the healing. And the healing is what is happening now. Over the course of these 7 days, as the fog lifts, as the information arrives, as the patterns break and the energy stabilizes and the glimpse of the future lands, something else is going to arrive underneath all of it. A knowing. Not the brittle kind of knowing that comes from having all the answers. The deeper kind. The kind that does not require every detail to be in place before it feels solid. The kind that says, I know who I am. I know what I value. I know which direction is right for me. I know that I am being held and guided through this. I know that what is ahead is real and good and worth moving toward. That knowing is Sagittarius at its most powerful. When you are operating from that level of inner certainty, not arrogance, not blind optimism, but genuine earned, deeply felt knowing, nothing can stop you. You become the archer who has fully drawn the bow, whose aim is clear, whose breathing is steady, who is simply waiting for the perfect moment to release. By the end of these 7 days, that is where you will be. The uncertainty will not be entirely gone. Life does not offer that kind of guarantee. But beneath the remaining uncertainty, there will be a floor of knowing that was not there before. And that floor is everything. It is the ground you will stand on as you walk into what comes next. If this message resonated with your sign, trust that it is not a coincidence. When the universe wants to speak to you, it always sends exactly the right signal. And you are here because you needed to hear this today. Your support as a subscriber or as a member of this community is what keeps these messages alive. They are the messages that touch, awaken, and transform. If this video made sense to you, leave in the comments the day you were born. 7 days, 11 shifts, and underneath all of them, a single continuous movement forward that has been building long before this week began and will continue long after it ends. That is the nature of what is happening for you right now, Sagittarius. This is not a single event. It is a sustained unfolding, a transformation that has been underway in the quiet places of your life, in your dreams, in your instincts, in the moments between the noise, and is now becoming visible in the world around you. These 7 days are a concentrated expression of that unfolding, a window where the movement accelerates enough to be felt and named and consciously engaged with. And the fact that you are here, hearing these words at this precise moment, is not a small thing. The universe is not random in how it delivers its messages. You are here because something in you was ready to receive this, ready to have the shifts confirmed, ready to be reminded of what you already knew at some level but needed to hear spoken out loud. So carry this forward with you, not as a passive hope that things will change, but as an active knowing that they already are changing. Because they are. The fog is lifting. The information is arriving. The patterns are breaking. The energy is restoring. The knowing is settling in underneath the uncertainty. And 7 days from now, you are going to look back and see clearly how much moved. Sagittarius is not a sign built for small lives or timid choices. You were made for the wide open, for the journey that goes beyond the familiar map, for the truth that nobody else in the room is willing to say. You were made for exactly this kind of moment, a moment where everything is in motion and the direction is beginning to clarify, and the next great chapter of your particular adventure is taking shape. Go into this week with your eyes open, your heart open, your archer's aim sharp. Everything that is meant for you in this next chapter already knows your name. It is already moving in your direction. Let it find you.